Hey everyone, how's it going? Jordan back here with a new review for you all. So something a little bit different today. We're looking at a product from a company that I've been dreaming to work with for many years. Since I first saw the flexibility of their 120D in some YouTube videos back probably 3+ years ago. This is from Aputure and the Amran 672C LED panel. So if you're into making any type of video, be it for a job or even as a hobby, then the likelihood is you're going to need some lighting. Aputure have become one of the most common names in filmmaking, and rightly so, from their small pocket lights like the M9, which I've owned for a couple of years now, which I use all of the time, to bigger productions. They've got a range of equipment and products to suit all different budgets. So the 672 is a flicker-free continuous lighting panel with a whole host of different features, but before we get to that, let's take a look at the included carry case and the accessories. So the case is nice and rugged, it's got some nice white branding. Opening out the top pouch reveals 2 batteries, a carry strap, remote control, which in itself offers brightness and temperature control and also works on 2.4 GHz, so it can be used to control multiple channels and groups of lights, and also works for up to 100 meters. Also in the bag you even get some spare LEDs, which is a nice little addition. Now not shown here is also a light stand mount, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. Then below that in the second pouch there's some stickers, instructions, and the main article 672, and it also comes with a diffuser, but you're more likely to put that in and not take it out. So it comes with this light stand bracket that allows you to change the angle and helps you direct the light really easily. So let's get onto the panel itself. It's a really small compact form factor, only slightly wider than a piece of A4 paper, and as you probably guessed from seeing it in the carry case, it's really nice and portable. It weighs hardly anything as well, so it's also nice and light. Now of course you do get an AC power adapter, but one thing I also love is you can power this from Sony NFP batteries, of which the 672 can take 2 of. And as you did see, the light actually comes with 2, winning. In addition to that, if you're swapping between shooting mains and then using battery power, then the batteries that are plugged into the light will actually recharge when you're using mains power. A nice little touch. So as you may know, the Sony NFP batteries are commonly used on other filmmaking products. For example, I've got a field monitor and a smaller LED panel with the same mount, and reduces the need for lots of different batteries, so it's a lot more convenient. So this version of the 672 is the C model, which allows you to do different color temperatures. So you can go from a daylight color at 5500K down to a very warm sunset light color at 3200 Kelvin. Now something to consider: if you need that temperature change, then be sure to buy the 672C, as the 672W is purely a daylight panel and doesn't offer that temperature control. Now the 672 is also CRI rated to 95+, so for users needing natural color accuracy, it's a good one to consider. On the top and the bottom on the back you have got some ventilation holes. I've had this panel running for hours at a time and I found it to only get slightly warm, so it's never ever going to get really hot. Now earlier I showed you the bracket that allows you to tilt and angle the actual light, but it does have a screw thread on the bottom and the side, so you can either orient this in a portrait or landscape version depending on what your preference is. Personally I've found using it horizontal or landscape is the best for me, and for a lot of videos I've actually added a colour gel just behind the diffuser just to add a little bit of splash of colour into my videos. So the wheels on the back give really easy adjustment for the brightness and the colour temperature. I've used this for a number of months now and it's been so versatile. It also was extremely resilient to knocks and things as well. It's surprisingly stronger than it looks. This is a shot I just wanted to include just to show you that kind of colour would look like and changing the brightness and things. I know it's not a really, nothing very technical, but just to give you an idea of how bright this can pump out. Now just as a quick side note, if you're not worried about the temperature control, then you can just go for the daylight version and it will actually pump out a lot more output than what this one will. This is because the C uses a mix of 2 different LEDs to go between the 3200 to the 55. So for example, when you get to the middle rounds like 44, it will blend those 2 LEDs together to then give you that colour, and the daylight panel will be made purely from those 5500K LEDs, thus more output. But for everything that I've shot, I've never found myself in a scenario where I've said I need more output from this light, it's just not bright enough. I've done so many different things with this, every time it's done exactly what I've wanted it to. For example, I said I used the colour gels to change the lighting, put a little bit of red on some scenes. I also used it with blue as well. Obviously adding that extra light in allows the ISO to go lower as well, so you do get a quality improvement and less grain. And then I have used it in other scenarios. For example, my Dear Peter McKinnon video, I was sat talking, about the inspiration that he gave me and things like that. That was off at a 45-degree angle, just gave a nice soft lighting on the left of my face. And that was without any additional soft boxes, just the diffuser that was included. And it did a really nice job, and I was really, really happy with how that came out. And considering this is a panel that's around £200, there's a lot you can do with it. I love the amount of accessories it comes with, the fact that you can power it from the Sony batteries. I love that they charge when it's plugged into mains. That's just a real nice bonus. You never have to worry about charging them, with a separate charger. And that it's got a CRI accuracy of 95 plus is really good. Now the fact that they have a screw thread and then that little adapter, that you can change the angle with, does make it a little bit more tricky to set up. So it does take a little bit longer in that regard, but then again, they are extremely compact and portable, so there's a little bit of pros and cons there. If you're someone that needs portability, then these are absolutely perfect. If you don't mind a little bit of a payoff with setup time, Aputure actually offer this light in a pack of 3 as well, and it all comes in a nice carry case. So that's always an option for someone that needs quality of lighting that doesn't take up a lot of room. But generally speaking, I found it to be super reliable, give a great quality of light no matter what I wanted to do with it. It's been, as I said, very versatile, and it's just been an absolute solid performer. So I really don't have anything bad to say about it. Now, if you looked over my channel, you know I'm not a professional filmmaker or anything by that means. So if there's anything specific you do want to know, then leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer it. I know that some of the things I may cover in this video aren't quite as specific as other people, but I am learning, so drop a comment if there's anything else you want to know. I will include a link in the description box below if you want to get one of these for yourself. If you enjoyed this video and haven't already, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss an upload. I'm going to include a link to an Instagram post explaining more details about my dreams to work with Aputure. So a big thank you to them for sending this out. It's an absolute dream to be working with you. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one.